Hello and welcome to the Experiencing Love podcast. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'm feeling a bit strange this morning. I woke up a little later than usual, was a little restless in bed last night, and when I did wake up, was a little sluggish at first, and I realized that it had to do with these old feelings I've had of what I used to call anxiety. I say I used to call it anxiety because it's similar feelings as to how I felt then, but I'm reframing it now in my own mind. And I'm reframing it as love. That this is how I feel love. When I feel anxious because I feel like I'm putting a lid on my love. Right before starting recording this episode, I had what I like to call a little conference meeting with my team, my squad. I'm talking about my internal team, my king, my lover, my magician, my warrior. And it's so interesting because when I asked them what I was feeling or why I was feeling it or what to do about it, the only thing I got was just start recording the podcast today. The more you speak, the clearer it'll become to you. So when I just made that comment about putting a lid on my love, I've never thought about it like that. I've never thought about my anxiety like that. I always thought it just was what it was. But if I switch the perspective and I look at it from the perspective of I am primed for love and I am guided for love and I'm meant to give love, how does anxiety and fear tie into love? What do they have to do with each other? And so in a way, it actually makes a lot of sense because especially this time around, I'm feeling anxious about losing people in my life. And by losing, I don't mean passing away, but I mean I find myself outgrowing certain people and growing towards other people. But there's still that kind of sense of loss because change inherently means a loss of one thing to make room for another. And I guess there's this part of me that's uncertain about it all and feels as though I am tempering down my love. And I think that's what has me so on edge, that I'm not embracing my love, embracing change, embracing something new, embracing the love that I can give to the people in my life already, and then embracing the love that I could give to the new people in my life. It's as if since yesterday, and then last night and this morning, I've been trying to put my lover into the corner, into a box, and saying, we'll talk again a little bit later. That's not right. That's not right for me. That's not right for you. That's not right for anybody. And as I speak about it now, I feel myself getting lighter because this podcast is where I go to express my lover. And as I express my lover, it doesn't feel contained. It doesn't feel closed off. It feels open. It feels playful. It feels excited. It feels appreciated. It feels admired. And now my brain is going through all the scenarios in which I felt anxiety in the past, and it's so often correlated with my lover and feeling like I couldn't give the love that I wanted to give. Because in a way, there were times when I was looking to get love in my past, and when I felt like I was going to lose that love, that made me anxious. But I don't think I ever was just looking to get love to get love. I wasn't looking to be admired or appreciated just to feel those things. I think I was looking also to give it. My lover was looking for a way out, was looking for a way to tell me that I'm not in touch with it, that there's a disconnect happening. And so the reframe being, I'm not anxious, I'm just out of touch with my lover, or this is the feeling of closed off love rather than anxiety. It completely changes things for me. Because if I just say the words, I'm anxious, well, one, I could feel those physical sensations, but also the solution, the cause, it's more cloudy. Like I don't know exactly where it's coming from when I just say those words. But if I say, oh, I'm feeling these physical sensations, I'm closing off my lover, I know exactly how to tap into my lover. It could be anything from direct communication to going out and doing something kind for someone, or just appreciating someone else's lover, like seeing someone else with their capacity to love. That activates me, that gets me going. There's so many things I could do to step into love. I'm speaking now and I feel like I'm stepping into love, experiencing love. That's what this podcast is all about. I'm stepping into my full, mature masculinity. And that includes feeling the lover, feeling supported, feeling sensual, feeling passionate, getting emotional, feeling what the world has to offer, because the world is beautiful. There's so much beauty in the world. Because what's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. So is what's right. And it's hard to appreciate the world if you're not in your lover. The king, the warrior, and the magician each have the ability to be detached from emotion. They could look at things very logically, very sensically. They could look at it with this direction that sometimes the lover unhinged can lose track of. When the lover's not in its mature and stable form, that's where you get the addict or the impotent lover, one that feels too much and one that doesn't feel enough. That's when you don't have boundaries. When I'm not in my full lover, I do swing back and forth between the two. I go from feeling and loving so much that it becomes overwhelming to the point that I dial it down to not feeling anything. Right before recording this episode and I was feeling myself close off love, my gut reaction was to turn it all off, turn off all the emotion. To say, I'm going to go take a nap, I'm going to go lay down, I'm going to step away from the screen. And that's what I used to always do. And I'm so grateful that before doing anything, I really just sat down and I said, this is not the answer. I've done this before. It doesn't work. What is the answer? I decided to ask a different question. I decided to go not just to my lover, even though I knew it was a lover-oriented issue. I decided to go to the whole team and say, hey, the lover needs your boundaries and your support and your guidance right now. I need that support. What do I need to do? And I wasn't given the exact answer, but I was given the answer that I needed just to talk about this, because that's all my anxiety is. It's just a disconnect from my lover. I keep repeating that over and over again because it's just so mind-blowingly simple to me. Like, it just makes sense. From my past, from my experiences, from everything that I think about, everything that I feel. It's all about the lover. The lover gives me my purpose, in the sense that the lover connects me to my emotions, and as humans, we're all just looking for feelings. We're all looking to feel a certain way. Right now, there's this, call it wave, of a belief that everybody wants to feel happy and fulfilled, and none of the bad emotions, which is not right, because the lover feels everything. The lover's not just about pleasure, the lover's about this sacred dance of pleasure and pain. Anybody who's ever been in deep love and true love knows that love is not all pleasure. There's a lot of pain that comes with it. Pain and torment and suffering and love and joy and ecstasy and pleasure. It's all a part of the human condition. It's all a part of the lover. It's all a part of who we are. It's a great day to have a great day today. I nearly forgot that. One of the things I plan on doing today is I have this really large whiteboard, and it used to be behind me while I work at my desk, and I'm thinking about just putting it next to me instead on the adjacent wall. And rather than it being blank, as it has been for months now, I want to write down every single one of these types of ideas and quotes that ground me, that remind me of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Because at the end of the day, my team, my squad knows what to do and why to do it. Me, like the ego, like I forget. And that's why I have to keep asking. But as I've mentioned before, none of the archetypes ever hold resentment. They don't hold grudges, not when they're in their fullness. And so no matter how many times I ask, they always answer. They always tell me what I need. And so I don't feel afraid to keep asking. I don't feel ridiculed. I don't feel shame. If you feel shame, you may be feeling or experiencing one of the types of shadow variants of the king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover. And it's important for you to figure out which one, so that you could return to the fullness of your life. Thank you for joining me on this journey, because every single day I learn something new, and every single day I want to share more and more with the world. And I know that this is just going to become an archive, a database of all the things that I've ever learned. And one day it's all going to come together in such a beautiful way that it's going to transform my life and the lives of people around me. And it all starts one step at a time, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time of recording these episodes. So I thank you for being here on this journey, for joining me, for watching it all unfold before your eyes. I hope you go out there today, and if you ever feel any type of anxiety or any other type of feeling, you really just check in with your lover. Check in with the love that is innate inside of you, and give it some of that appreciation and that acknowledgement that it needs. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.